All right. How's it going, guys? Can y'all hear me? If there's anybody on here, um, if y'all can hear me, send me a thumbs up, give me a yeah, something. I want to make sure that everybody can hear me tonight. Got two people in. All right. Sounds like everybody can hear me. And I'm going to do something a little different tonight, guys. I'm going to start off a little different. Um, Tonight, this live is brought to you by Fulbright ATV and UTV Repair. If you need your machine fixed, you want it tuned with a Whelen tune, anything like that, you give Mr. Fulbright a call, and his number is 870-291-0784. Y'all give him a call, and he will get you hooked up. I want to support the small businesses that are in this off-road racing community in Arkansas, and I know Brian will treat you right and get your rig tuned up and ready to go. All right. All right. So next thing is the Ridge posted their um, 2025 Speed Series for next year. Uh, I know there has been a couple of questions. Well, there's actually been really just one question about that, and that was on the kids' CCs. I know it needs to be at 570 cc's and down, because Polaris has the 570 cc, and then it goes to the 200 cc, and then it has a 170 cc. I understand that. Um, I will. I'll talk to Chad and see if we can't get that changed. Um, Also, too, on the uh, the drag on the drags when it comes to the ATVs, I think we need to have a sport class and a utility class, or a sport class, four-wheel drive class, utility class, whatever. Um, I just don't think it would be too fair lining up, some of these sport machines with these four-wheel drive guys. Um, yeah, I, I'm not making the rules. Um, I'm making suggestions. Ultimately, Chad has the last say so, and whatever he says goes, and we got to follow the rules. Even me, and that's the way it should be. The park owner needs to run his event, and he has the last say so. Um, so, if any of y'all have any recommendations, or any input or concerns that you might have, hit me up. Uh, you can message me on Facebook. You can comment on this video, and I will make notes of it. And uh, once I get, you know, quite a few concerns or whatever, or if they're the same concern, whatever, then, I will, I'll present it to Chad and say, here's what concerns people have. And, it's up to you to make the call, not me. So I am just I'm trying to get all the racers together, and I'm not, if we can get all the racers together and to where, you know, we're having good events, we're having good races, and, we're able to, and the community really starts to grow to where we can maybe eventually have, you know, a multiple track series, or, whatever. Uh, I'm doing my best in trying to advocate for us, not only as racers, but just as a community in whole. Because if we can do these series to where, it's not only good for the racers, but it's also beneficial for the park owners. You know, beneficial for the racers, beneficial for the park owners, and if we can make it and show that it's beneficial for these smaller businesses and these dealerships in Arkansas to back us, then it's a win-win situation for everyone. And that's ultimately what we want, you know, because if we can grow it to where, you know, the businesses are doing great, you know, people are coming in and either buying machines or going to these repair shops like Fulbright's or, you know, anywhere else, then, you know, then they're going to want to back the parks and want to back the racers more. You know, we can get payouts to where, you know, to where they're good. We can get, you know, the park owners are going to want to freaking, you know, upgrade their facilities. They're going to want to, you know, do more for the track, make it bigger, or, you know, put in different stuff. And so that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I am trying to advocate for. Uh, you know, I'm not I'm not getting anything out of this at all. You know, I nobody's paying me to get on here and talk. You know, everything I do is out of my pocket. Uh, I just I'm just really passionate about wanting to build the off-road and racing community, you know. Uh, I know I'm not a mud racer, but I like watching the mud races. I really do. And uh, I know like next year right now, they've got the 2025 Speed Series posted. I think we're doing, what is it? Short course, um, the oval track. We're doing drags, turn and burn, barrel race, and endurance races. I know there hasn't been any rules put out yet. There hasn't been a schedule put out yet as far as dates, which I'm sure those will eventually come. Uh, the only thing else that I would like to advocate for, and you know, and I know it's not something that's going to be easily done. Uh, it's going to take guys with equipment to do it. Is that's maybe, and that's to widen the track, maybe make it a little bit longer if we could down there where it's at. Um, I don't know, but and my deal with wanting to make it wider is, for me, in my mindset, it just if it's wider, it makes it safer to pass. Um, because if a track is narrow and pretty much one line, then you're going to have to get in there and you're going to have to, you know, pretty much take the chance of tearing up your machine or tearing somebody else's machine up, hurting yourself, hurting somebody else in the process of trying to make passes. I would just, you know, and and I know it's going to take time. It's going to take time. You know, all of this isn't something that's going to be done overnight. And I understand that, and I hope y'all understand that too. You know, um, but the more support that I have, and the more support that the parks have, and the more support that the small business owners have, and you know, our local dealerships and all of that stuff, then the easier it's going to be to get these things done. Uh, so that's what I'm advocating for. You know, um, I want, I wish, I wish at some point, I wish at some point, all of the park owners could sit down together. The park owners that have the short courses, the oval tracks, the freaking mud parks, all of that stuff. I wish that all of them at some point, you know, could sit down together and start working together. Yes, they're going to want their park, their individual park, to make money. I understand that, and they should. They should. But I really believe that if all of them could work together and be on the same side, and not only, just be about their park, but back the other parks also, then we could have a multiple park series to where not all the stress is on one park to try to handle all of these events, you know, and when it involves multiple parks that are in different areas of the state, then that means that more people are going to be engaged. That means racers, that means spectators, that means vendors, that means small businesses, that means repair shops, that means dealerships. They're all going to get engaged from all over the state. Now, somebody that's in the northern part of the state may not, whether if it's a vendor or whatever, may not want to travel to the southern part of the state for that event, but you're going to have all of that that's in the southern part of the state that's going to want to go to that park, and they're going to be there supporting that park and supporting that event. And then that allows the racers and the spectators and the people that are just there, to have fun and to go to that park. There's probably a lot of people out there that go and ride that don't even know about these parks. you know I mean, I had to do research to find out where these parks were for me to be able to start going to whenever I got my machine. uh so just keep that in mind, guys. I mean, i I would love to have freaking racers want to come in from Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, you know, and want to race here and want to race against us. And then we could have a battle of the borders. How cool would that be? Have a team of Arkansas guys against a team of Texas guys, a team of Oklahoma guys, and just keep going and going. How cool would that be? That would be like, the Razorbacks in Louisiana and the battle for the boot. Um, I just, I would just really, I'm really working as hard as I can to advocate and try to freaking get everybody together. And I understand that, you know, I've already been hit with this, and it's okay. I understand. I know there's guys already that don't like me because, I'm supporting the Ridge and supporting, and backing the series that they're wanting to put on. But you know what, guys, man, I'm grown. Okay. I'm grown. I can back whoever I want. And just because I'm backing the Ridge doesn't mean that I'm not going to support another place. I mean, I'm grown and you're supposed to be grown. So let's be grown. Okay. You know, if you want to talk bad about me, that's fine. I don't care. It's water off my back, man. I don't care. Uh, but I just, that's what I am trying to do with all of this is I'm advocating for, just trying to get everybody together, you know, and if we have everybody together, then, whatever those concerns are, then we can find solutions for, you know, I mean, that's where I'm coming at, man. If everybody can come together and really come together, and if the park owners could sit down and talk, and whatever freaking animosity that could have been or will be or whatever, just get rid of it, man. You know, just get rid of it. There's no point in it. You know, all of this is too big and too wide open, to just be, a me thing. You know, if everybody gets along and everybody's on the same page, the racers don't have a choice but to be happy. The parks don't have a choice but to be happy. The small businesses are going to get the business they need to not only stay in business, but to eventually grow, employ people, and, support their families and the people that go to work for them to support their families. And, keeping the dealerships to where, where we're buying machines, keeping them in business and keeping their employees, being able to support their families and, all of that stuff. That's what I am advocating for. And that's what I'm going to continue to work my butt off to advocate for. And I hope that we can all just be on the same page and come together and say, hey, look, I have a concern about this. I can see this being a problem. Can we work on a solution? Because I can't figure one out. But maybe if we all worked on the solution, then we could come up with one that would be beneficial to everyone. You know, you know, because the racers, we want good payouts, so that way, it's it's worth our time to go and race our machines, and do the best that we can. But we've also got to want it to be beneficial for the parks, and we've got to want it to be beneficial for the small businesses and the dealerships, you know, because if it's all beneficial, everybody wins, guys. I'm not saying that all of us is going to get along all the time, but we can always find solutions to problems as long as we work on them together. You know, that's what I'm advocating for. And that's where I'm hoping that this can go. I really am. You know, uh, as far as, like I said, if y'all have any concerns or any recommendations for rules, you can always go on my Facebook page and message me, or you can comment on here. I will write them all down. Okay. And once, I feel like everybody's got their concerns in, then I will present them to Chad and say, hey, look, this is what everybody has gotten a hold of me about for their concerns or in whatever. And this is their concerns. You can look at it and make your decisions where you see fit. Because ultimately it's his decision, it's not mine. I'm just trying to help, guys. I'm just trying to bring everybody together. You know, and I don't want, and I know racing's racing. There's going to be some incidences. I mean, that's just how racing is. You're going to have your good days. You're going to have your bad days. You're going to have times where it feels like you can't do nothing right. And you're going to have times where it feels like you can't do anything wrong. I've been there. I've done that. You know, I'm out there. I'm going to race to win, but I'm not going to take you out to win. I promise you that. If I feel like I cannot make that pass on you cleanly, I will not make it. these machines are expensive to fix. And, you know, we're all, unless you're just rich, we're all operating on a budget. You know, we got families to feed first, we got families to take care of, and then everything else comes second. Um, I really hope that this helped y'all with where I'm coming from and with what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to underhand anybody. I'm not trying to do any of that. I just want y'all to know where I'm coming from and what I'm trying to do out here. I'm advocating for us as racers. I'm advocating for the parks, the owners, and I'm advocating for the small businesses and the dealerships. Without all of us, this doesn't exist. It just doesn't. So, like I said, I'm going to be getting on here weekly. There'll be times I'll probably be getting on a little bit more than that, but I will be getting on here weekly, and I'm going to try to do it on Monday evenings around this time. So feel free if you have any concerns, please feel free to hit me up, and we can talk about them. All right. And until I jump on here again or hear from you, then that's when we'll talk again. All right, guys, that's just some food for thought, and hopefully I gave you something to think about tonight. You know, because that's really what I wanted to do, and I want it mutually beneficial for all of us, guys. And until then, I'm out, and I will talk to y'all soon. All right, stay good.